A super hot, good in bed manipulator can find those qualities in a call girl. They don't make any man love you or want to commit to a relationship on a deeper level. And then when a woman does find a man to love and appreciate her on a deeper level, movies, TV, and songs program her to believe that love is all you need to keep the relationship moving forward. All You Need Is Love by the Beatles. Love Will Keep Us Together by Captain and Tennille. Okay, I'm probably dating myself a little bit there. And reality TV shows where couples are supposed to meet, marry, and live happily ever after based on a chemical connection and a few roses. Now, before you start thinking, darn, T-Dub, you don't like women's magazines, the Beatles, or reality TV? No, I love music, I love the Beatles, and I watch my fair share of reality TV. I'm just saying, as you're beginning to see and about to really discover, believing these myths and lies are what is holding you back from finding lasting love that you can count on. The truth is, a man does need to feel love for you, but he also needs something else to happen before he truly wants to make you his wife or move on to any kind of more meaningful level in your relationship. So why don't we talk about that something else which must happen before the man becomes self-motivated to move a relationship forward all on his own? First, understand you may already suspect this, but a man does not process his feelings the same way a woman does. He has feelings, incredibly strong feelings, but for almost all men, he doesn't know exactly what his feelings mean or what they're trying to tell him. He rarely can discuss them coherently. If you want to see a man squirm, ask him, "Why do you love me?" Now, I'm just kidding. Don't really do that. I'm just trying to make a point here. This is really important, though. A man feels his feelings in his gut and in his heart. Love, caring, attraction register in his heart, and at the same time, he gets signals from his gut. So he's got the heart thing going on, but he's got the gut thing going on at the same time. These signals are more often than not obeyed over what he may be feeling in his heart. I want to pause here for a second. This is super important. Remember, he's not processing his feelings or acting on them the same way that you do. He just gets this general feeling and he makes his decisions based on these signals. Please pay super close attention, because if you get this, you'll understand more about men than you ever have before and more than most women will ever know. Remember our magic traffic signal at the start of our presentation? This traffic signal powerfully represents how a man decides to move forward in a relationship. He feels in three broad strokes. Good and positive is the green light, and that whenever he feels green, he feels compelled to move forward. Compelled to move forward. You know he's green when he moves your relationship forward all on his own. He'll do things like ask for a second date. He wants to meet your family, or you want to meet his family. He asks how you feel about kids. In short, he pursues you. Now, the yellow light, the yellow feeling, is a caution feeling, and it tells him to slow down. Something might be wrong. Now, here's some signs he's yellow. Your biggest clue is he reaffirms his love for you, but he says things really similar to, "I'm not ready." Now, a man can also go red, and when he's red, that's stop. And he feels, not necessarily know in his head, but he feels that something is definitely wrong. And here's some signs he's red. Your biggest clue is that in some way he draws a line in the sand and he gets defensive if he feels like it's being crossed. And he may say things like, "I am not relationship material." Now, I want you to remember, red, yellow, or green, the color of his signal has absolutely nothing to do with how much he's attracted to you or how much he loves you. Do you have that? Do you got that? It's completely separate. Yes, he does need attraction and the love to move forward, but if he's not moving forward on his own, you can be sure his signal went yellow or red. In fact, I did this little diagram for you. You've got to have the love plus the green light in order to get to the happy marriage or for him to move forward. Now that you know the problem, that your relationship with men have been held back due to lies you've been told, let's dive into the specific tips I have for you today. I'm excited. Are you? These are the same tips that countless thousands of women have used to successfully achieve the loving and fully committed relationship that they desire and deserve. And the most important of these tips is my masculine hero avatar principle. And from now on, I'll probably just say MHAP to keep it short. I call it MHAP. I'll go into the specifics on MHAP in just a second. So by all means, keep watching. But first, you absolutely need to know about the one trap you must avoid if you want to gain a man's total devotion to you. Actually, this is going to surprise you because this is a trap men set all on their own. I call it the invisible man trap. Invisible because he doesn't set them deliberately and you can't see them. And if you fall into one of many of his invisible man traps, his light will turn yellow and he'll start to pull away from you. I want you to be aware that when a man first meets you, especially if he really likes you, he wants to impress you, so much so that he may paint himself in the best possible light. And it's typical for a man to embellish the truth a bit. One prime example is how a man may exaggerate or show off his financial success. Fancy dinners, which he may not be able to afford, lavish gifts, and spending money like it ain't no thing. If you accept these things in the wrong way, soon his green light for you turns yellow because he begins to process this in his gut, not in his head, but he processes this in his gut as a warning that you may like him only for his financial success. What the hell, right? I know. Yes, he sets this trap all on his own. So what do? Just not accept anything? No, here's all you need to do, and you'll immediately turn his heart light green. By the way, I give a lot of credit to my wife for teaching me this. She's a master at making my heart light glow green. If he takes you to a super fancy restaurant, let's say, it's fine to tell him that you're pleased, but make a big deal out of the fact that you'd be happy at any restaurant as long as you are with him. If he's buying you lots of gifts, and especially if you sense he's stretching his budget, just let him know in a fun way that he's already got your attention without all the gifts. After a couple of dates, offering to pay for dinner or a fun excursion like a roller coaster ride will go a long way with him, even if he doesn't accept your offer. These invisible man traps aren't all financial in nature. Just be hyper aware of when he seems to be trying too hard to impress you, and just let him know that just spending time with him is satisfying to you. Just doing this one tip will allow you to wrap